What is up, guys, and welcome back to another fabulous episode. I am super excited today. I've got a great day lined up for us. We're doing another challenge video, and this isn't like any of the other challenge videos I've done. It is myself and KIG Outdoors obviously doing it again, doing this challenge, but today's challenge is different because we are doing the homemade lure challenge. I'll go over some quick rules real fast here. The lure has to be homemade. I believe most fish wins it. I think that's how we're going to do it. And the only fishing related items you're allowed to use in the construction of your lure are hooks, weights, and swivels. So that's the only things fishing related you can use. Lures have to be bass fishing lures. You can't fish for bluegill, crappie, nothing like that. It has to be bass fishing lure. And let me tell you, I outdid myself. But also, I went a little outside the box, like I like to do, you know, and I'm pretty proud, and I'm also very curious about how my lures are going to be doing here. So, anyways, I'm driving up to the pond now. I'm sure I'll tell you more about it. I'm sure I'll tell you more about the lures when we get to the water. So I'll see you guys there.
We're gonna do a quick fishing challenge today. We got overhead skies, pretty breezy wind. Oh, overcast. Overhead. You're right. Overhead skies. I'm gonna delete that one. Challenge was 2 baits, 1 finesse. Or did we do finesse?
Just 2 baits.
Two baits.
Moving
top water and moving. And the challenge was you had to be able to make a fishing lure out of whatever you could find, as long as it really wasn't fishing related. But
except
there was except hooks. You were allowed to use hooks.
Hooks, weights, and swivels.
And so I think Mr. Shaky Head and I both come up with something pretty close. This is mine. Basically, it's a spinner bait. It's not as pretty as Mr. Shaky Head's.
Look at there, boys.
But
see that?
It is homemade. I mean, in comparison, Mr. Shaky Head's got a pretty big weight on it.
Hey, we get a little up close first.
Yeah, here we'll get a little up.
Here, you just do it because I can't reach the stupid camera. You put
let me.
15 feet away.
Well, I had to. Very basic. I think you made yours out of a duck vent with a jig head and a nice piece of wire. I don't know.
Whatever it is.
Is it stainless maybe?
I don't know what it is.
Swivel, and then it's
dropped a few times.
Drops a few. You know, that has character. I'm trying to cheat a little bit.
Swim bait hook with a trailer hook.
Yep. And he has a trailer.
The skirt's made out of a small child's bracelet.
Get the camera. So in comparison versus mine, I would give Mr. Shaky Head the W on that, on appearance. It doesn't mean,
of course,
that it's going to work. Of course, I went with simple plastic skirt, piece of metal, swivel. Made this out of a piece of metal I had laying around with a damn worm hook. So simple as I can get.
Top water.
Top water, second lure.
You go first.
In
surprise.
In retrospect, I guess you'd say retrospect. I don't know. How would you say that? I guess keeping with the theme, I made the KIG Popper 2. Just your basic popper. You see them everywhere, but it is actually a broom handle with some hooks and.
Why is it called the Popper 2?
The Popper 1 didn't make it. the Popper 1 may have sunk. But it's very simple. This is actually a broom handle, and I actually think I'm really going to do really good with this. So,
the bass tube. The bass tube. If you've heard of a CUDA tube, look it up. It's a CUDA tube, right? But I shortened it to about 6 inches or so.
Oh yeah. You're lying to somebody.
So I shortened it up maybe, you know, just to 6 inches or so. and put a couple treble hooks on it. It's basically just like a silicone tube with some picture wire, the stuff you hang your pictures with, and little crimps, a couple swivels, and that's it. That's all there is to it. This is going to go on the surface and rotate like that, imitating a fleeing fish. That bass is going to be like, whoo, straight out of the water and grab it. And I'm like that.
So, needless to say, let's do some fishing. Oh, consequences. What did we come up with? Consequences. Obviously, the nut shot
ain't gonna happen.
Ain't cutting it.
It ain't working.
It ain't working.
We suck.
It's harder than it appears.
Why don't we do this? Instead of casting the nut shot, let's just throw something at it.
On the next challenge, we'll come up with something.
Okay,
or
this time's bragging
while
rights.
we're fishing, maybe we can come up with something.
As for now, we'll call it bragging rights. We'll
so,
figure it out. If anything, if we figure out nothing, we'll just call it bragging rights.
Bragging rights.
Best lure abilities, because we're the best. I'm the best of them.
Wow.
First cast. Oh, she's pulsing away. I have a lot of faith in this thing. It's tracking a little sideways, but it's okay. Well, looks like we might be hurting for some fish here. You should have clear coated it. Oh,
Uh-oh. Get off there. Woohoo! This thing's gonna be a 5-pounder. Oh. Huh?
That's a big one, dude. Dude, that's a big one. Oh my God. Ah! Holy sh**.
Yes, sir.
Woo!
Look at that.
Oh my God, on the homemade lure.
Homemade lure. Look at his tail.
On the homemade, this is a big
bed.
female. Oh my
Wow.
God. By far my
PB?
biggest fish of the year. It might be my PB, dude.
PB?
This might be a PB. Oh my God.
Let me get a hold of that. Dude, this is
That's
6 pounds.
6 easy.
This is 6
That's
pounds.
6 easy. If I cut my PB on my homemade lure, dude, my PB is just over 5.
What is it?
Oh. 634.
What?
634 right there.
PB, baby.
New PB on my homemade
Wow.
lure.
You want a picture?
Yes, I do. Son,
Let's get it back.
that's a slaunch right there. That is a slaunch.
Alright, baby.
There she goes.
PB.
Well, good thing we didn't go biggest fish, huh?
Yeah, I'm glad. I got some minnows to be catching.
This bad boy right here. This bad boy right here. Let me talk about this for a second. I know this video probably wasn't too long because we didn't catch many fish. We just caught one absolutely massive one. Dude, you have no idea how happy I was when I reeled that fish in. Like, just, and you guys watching this video, I'm sure you know. Just think about the time you caught your biggest bass, and just the moment of you pulling it up on the boat, the bank, or wherever you're fishing, and picking that thing up and just holding it and observing its glory. It's just an amazing, amazing, amazing feeling, and I'm so thankful that I was able to catch such a giant, beautiful, big old fat girl. But I want to talk about this little spinnerbait. This spinnerbait it has outdone itself, and as you can see, it is very, very poorly made. I mean, with all the twisted up metal and whatever you want to call this stuff, my dryer duct Colorado blade, or willow blade, I'm sorry, my dryer duct willow blade. This thing performed, and it brought home the beans. Okay, it brought home the bacon. Here's the problem I have with this though. I've got to beat that now. That's the number to beat. 634. That's the new number to beat. And you know, these fish sizes on average, they vary based on location in the country. Your northeastern part of the country here, bass, at least in my opinion, aren't really that big on average. They stay smaller, and that's just me. That's my thinking. But they stay smaller. You get down south, you know, Florida, Texas, stuff like that, you get some giant bass, and a 6 down there is more average. A 6 up here, you know what I'm talking about? That's a big old girl up here. So now my problem is I've got to beat this 6-pound bass, and I live in Kentucky. Okay, there's some big mondo giant bass here, but they are 1 in a million, and you know, I'm running out of places to fish. I've only got a couple ponds, you know, and but thank you guys for watching. As always, thank you guys for sticking with me, and yeah, I can't thank you guys enough for just hanging out and watching these videos. I hope you guys, every single one of you, goes out and catches a big old 6-pounder or bigger bass. Okay, wait, before we go, while we're on the topic of big bass, I want you guys to tell me in the comments, tell me what your biggest bass is that you've ever caught, if it was in a pond or a lake, okay, and what you caught it on. I want to know your biggest bass, mainly just your biggest bass, and what you caught it on. I'm really curious to see what everyone else is catching their big stuff on. Not that I'm trying to copy, but I'm just curious. Let me know in the comment section. Tell me what your biggest bass ever was, and what you caught it on. Maybe where, if you were in a pond or a creek, river, whatever. And let me know in the comment section below. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. As always, I will see you on the next video. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. See you on the next one. So not only did I catch my new PB, but I caught it on the old homemade spinnerbait here. Y'all saw it hang out of the mouth.
Mr. Shaky Head.
She wanted it too. Got both hooks in her. She wanted it. Always put that trailer hook on there just in case. But on the special Mr. Shaky Head trademarked lure. So guys, whenever I open my own, you know, my own baits and stuff like that, and you make sure you get my baits, not KIG's, because mine, the first fish, and so far the only fish, you know, after a few casts, but the first fish it caught was over 6 pounds, almost 6.5 pounds. That's like a bunch of burritos. Okay, it's a lot.